You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart, and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. This episode is about the struggles that we see out there. So listen up if you are struggling financially at the moment, or if you know anyone that's struggling and needs help, and what they can be doing to help themselves and the role we play in this industry. Hey, Kunch.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. A bit of a dull one for us.
Yes, it is, but an important one as well, given that we have seen a few cases come through us of late in terms of people just finding it a little bit hard out there with, the economic struggles in our environment at the moment. Although interest rates have come down, we still have many, many families out there struggling to meet those home loan payments and even, put food on the table. So we thought we'll cover this topic off.
Yeah, because let's face it, the last 2 years haven't been easy, right? No. The interest rates were super high and there has been a lot of layoffs. So people have been losing jobs.
Yeah.
And losing jobs coupled with the high interest is never a good recipe, right?
Yeah.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And we are seeing the follow-on effect from it now because although the bank can help you for as long as they can, it's coming to a point for a lot of our clients that the banks are saying, look, we can't help you any further. But it also, what can you do in that situation? And what we found, the people that are coming to us, they have put their head in the sand a little bit.
Yeah, there has been some stubbornness and some ignorance in terms of, I guess it's also pride as well in terms of what's actually happening. Like you said, the banks actually have a plan. So they have care teams in each of the banks. So if you are struggling and things, don't be too proud to actually contact the bank, and the care team will actually work with you. They'll give you some solutions in terms of how to meet your mortgage repayments, or they may put you on interest only. They may give you mortgage holidays. Like, they have options, and it will take them, or they give you about 6 to 12 months, I think, before some real action does come to fruition.
Yeah. And I guess the thing is that come into play as well is that people need to take responsibility for their actions, and I have a lot of clients that have taken up secondary jobs, and even not in the industry. Like, look, we have some professionals that might have worked in the government, but now they are resorted to driving a bus because that's the only way to put food on the table. So, and the benefit often doesn't cover the work benefit.
No.
The working income benefit doesn't cover the repayments for your mortgages. But again, go out there, see what you can do. Don't just hide and go, everything's going to be all right eventually.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what I'm doing.
Or I didn't get that letter in the mail, So we've had a lot of our clients going, oh, they didn't contact me. The bank didn't contact me. I didn't get the letter in the mail. However, the bank actually has to contact you. They're legally has to, send you an email, send you a letter in the post. They have to try calling you before they take full-on action and, and sell your house, basically.
Yeah, and the other thing we've seen as well is people falling behind on their rates, rates and insurances. So what can you do there? Okay, when you do buy a house for the first time, set up those automatic payments. Make sure you pay more than what you're supposed to. So if you divide your rates by 52 weeks and it comes to $50 a week, pay $60 a week, because you're always going to have that buffer to allow for the rates as they increase. You're going to have that small buffer and keep adjusting those automatic repayments. The other thing we've seen as well is when people don't realize the seriousness of various debt. So for instance, we've got this client and they have debt across, let's say, GEM Visa at 26% interest. And then they also have work and income debt, historical debt that work and income would have paid them a bit more on benefit. And then they realized they didn't qualify for this benefit. So they want to have this benefit back. However, the interesting thing that happens here is the work and income benefit comes at 0% interest, right? So automatically people think, why should I pay back the debt that on 0% interest first? I will concentrate all my might and power on the ones that are high interest. You would think, yeah, that's logical. That's what I should be doing. However, when it comes to a new credit event, so for instance, people want to now come and buy a house, and they've got really good incomes, but they're paying this working income debt at 0%, $25 a week. The way the bank will look at it is not in a good way. Let's put it that way. They will think that you are mucking around and taking a piss. Excuse my language. But
it is true though.
Yeah, like they want to see that you're serious about your debt and you want to pay it back as soon as possible. So
it comes under that, under the lending category, under the 5 C's, right? It comes under character.
Yeah.
So when your application is looked at, your character is looked at as well as capital, collateral, and so on. So if you're taking God knows how long to pay $25 a week or something on a debt that could be wiped out because your income is really good, shows your character.
And look, a lot of the time, as I just mentioned, people don't even understand that. They don't even see that being a problem. They don't understand the seriousness of the situation, that how much it affects their character. Because here they are concentrating on higher interest debt because that's what they've been
Which
trained.
makes sense as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is our suggestion to those out there that if you do have any IRD debt or working income debt, try to wipe that out just as fast as your higher interest debt. The other thing you can also do is debt consolidate. So we've been consolidating a lot of debt for people.
Yes, we have actually,
to make it easier for them, because even though it might be very similar interest rate, but by putting all of the debt into one loan makes things easier.
It helps with the repayments and you managing your finances a lot better when you've got one place to pay rather than 5 different providers that you're paying for.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have, seen that a wee bit as well.
Exactly. So just to recap, what we're seeing is a lot of struggle out there. People leaving things to the last minute. So please don't. Please go and see us earlier, because even though we known as miracle workers, there are certain miracles we just cannot perform. You can't revive people from death sometimes. And unfortunately, when it comes to a lending situation where it's just too bad, we just can't help, And also, as we've discussed off screen, Kunj, as the second tier lenders, sometimes people go, oh, I'm happy to go as a second tier lender.
Yeah.
But even second tier lenders, there are cases where they can't help.
Yeah, they're cautious as well, because obviously they assess the 5 C's of lending as well. So character also falls into play with them. And also they're bound by policies and regulation as well, as much as the banks are. So although second tier lenders are a second option, they'll be looking at the same thing.
Yeah. What we call they have is a lending appetite. And sometimes it just comes to a point where they don't have the appetite for that type of risk. So here's a wrap, and let us know if you are struggling or if you know someone that's struggling, send them our way, because what we can start doing now is putting a plan in place, because at least if you have a plan, you know where you're going. If you don't have a plan at all and just have your head in the sand, it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
So come and see us. We'll be able to sort it out. And look, it doesn't even cost you anything. So
we're free.
We're free. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much and have a lovely day ahead.
Thank you. Bye.
And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.